All right, here we are with your message of the week. Let's see what they have to tell me right now for this end of June energy. Okay, so the first thing we have is the ring. The second thing we have is the animal. And the third thing we have is the kiss. I love this. Like it feels like a marriage. So the exchanging of rings, and then the kiss at the end, consolidating that contract. It reminds me of I don't know what movie I saw where, oh, I remember. It was Hellboy, the most recent one that they came out, where he was going to make a deal with Baba Yaga and he was going to shake her hand. And she's like, no, in fairy tales, we seal contracts and oaths with a kiss because you're exchanging DNA from your word that you spoke, right? So the words that you spoke wrote the contract. The kiss consolidates that contract, mixing the DNA together, right? So it's, and then we both agree. And so here we have the animal. And honestly, this is really crazy for me to say, but I feel like what is happening is your shadow version is marrying your light version. So it feels like a union with a kiss between you two. And that's very interesting because, see, our animal instincts, right? The things that makes us the animal are the seven cardinal sins. The seven cardinal sins are things that the flesh desires, right? Your flesh desires sloth. Your flesh desires lust. Your flesh desires wrath. So it's like your flesh desires these things. And your free will is what your flesh desires. It wants to be a free animal, to be whatever, however, like I want to say primal it can be, without having the restriction of like spiritual stuff, right? Like your higher self, spiritual consciousness. I think the difference between us and animals is that our ability to connect to our higher consciousness in such a pure way that the higher consciousness dominates the animalistic instincts of yourself. Now, and the never ending battle between good and evil here is actually between your higher consciousness and your animalistic instincts. Both of them are fighting. No, I'm right. I'm right. I'm right. I'm right. And it's like a ping pong energy. I just saw like this meme that I saw recently where there's like an angel on the top and in the bottom there's like a demon, and it says, our worst enemy is, the thing we've always been fighting against is our shadow aspects. And this energy right here, the end of June, it feels the energy of, and now two minds become one. And as two minds become one, it is made law in the higher realms. See, because first you consolidate the energy inside of you. This is the first part of alchemy, where your divine masculine and feminine energy stop fighting a war against each other and come to a consensus as to what way you want to live your life. The second thing that you do is consolidate your humanistic, animalistic tendencies and your divine tendencies. And then both of you guys come to a commitment with each other, a kiss sealing it, a ring sealing it, right? A whole 360. This feels like the entering of a new universe. Whoever I'm reading for, it's like job well done, as I almost say, because this is hard to do. Most of the time people are fighting against their carnal desires when it comes to moving forward. What is this going to bring you? Hold on, because I'm just going to go and do whatever calls to me, and these cards are calling to me right now. What is this going to do for you? Shut up. All these cards flew out. Okay, the first thing is victory and over all your endeavors. I do see that. Second, shark. Take care, or there will be loss of material gain. The shark. I feel like it's a victory over the shark that kept taking what you were trying to create. Flowers, happiness. You see, because sandwiched between the shark is the victory in the flower. So I do feel like you're overcoming that energy that kept making you lose out on stuff. The next thing that comes out is the energy of March. Why is the energy of March here? The key. Successfully overcoming your problems. Okay. Then we have the ant working to achieve success. Then we have the energy of the archway, new opportunities, possibilities, and paths of opening. Then we have the arrow. I'm just saying because all these things flew out. The arrow that says you are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. And the last thing that flows out is the cane. Pay attention to your health. And so what I am feeling here is that this end of June energy consolidates your, I want to say, demonic energy inside of you, your shadow aspect, your animalistic aspect. And no longer lurk in the deeps inside of you, in your shadow way, in your subconscious way, right? Lurking in the deeps of your subconscious, sabotaging the work that you're doing. Instead, in March, from March, you actually got gifted a key. This key made you have to do the work so that you go through a new portal, like a new dimension. And this was the energy that you needed to do so that you can move in the right direction to improve your overall well-being. The health here feels not just physical, but it also feels spiritual in nature. And so it's like finally, now that your higher self and your animalistic instincts are now working with each other, you both will get to this point where you're going to start improving many other aspects of your life. Okay. The first thing that comes out is the Knight of Swords. I do feel like after this happens, things are going to start moving a lot of happiness. The sun. Things are going to start happening very, very quickly. I feel like you're very clear of mind. It's because you're no longer fighting this tug of war with your internal self, right? So you're very clear of mind and you start moving in the direction that you need for your clarity, your sovereignty, your happiness. I feel like you're going to be a little bit more reserved of coins with your resources and your independence, because you're not going to let something steal it from you. You are going to be shiny. So there is a tendency of other people kind of desiring what you have, but they haven't done the work. So you don't really need to give up anything for that. And then we have the Princess of Coins. And now you're looking out for the next thing you're going to be doing. And here is interesting because I'm seeing this energy where something from the past, a King of Wands, might be returning. It's telling you with the Queen of Pentacles that you have to be very smart in how you move forward. The Nine of Wands is saying create a boundary, not a going towards your passion, Ace of Wands, because if you do go towards your passion, it creates a 10 of Wands, which would be a heavy load on you. Control your desires. Okay, Strength card. So this happens to all of us once we enter, like, I want to say, a new path in our lives, a new endeavor, a new like beginning in our lives, right? Something always comes around to kind of tempt you and see if you'll fall back into your old patterns and break the commitment, right? I give an example back in the day, a long time ago, when I first started dating my husband. I say a long time ago because it's been 24 or 25 years I've been with this guy, right? And when I first started dating him, that we made it official, this guy that I was so interested in and was always like a flake with me showed up out of the freaking blue. It was like, I don't even know what he was doing where I was at, because it was I was in college and this person wasn't going to college, and I found them in the hallway. It was the weirdest effing thing, though I don't think anything is weird or coincidence. And then he was trying to flirt with me and trying to see if we can start something together. And I'm like, no, dude, I'm already in a relationship. Too late, right? Well, the thing is, that same week I was talking to my now husband, but then boyfriend at the time, and I told him, this weird thing happened to me, and I told him about it, and he said, well, how ironic you said that, because this exact week, one of his ex um, people that he talked to called him up and wanted to see if they can make a date to like get together. And um, and he's like, no, I'm already in a relationship. I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. And then he hung up with that. But then it's like both of us got tempted at this same exact week. And so maybe because this was a for real thing, and 24 years later, we're still together. But I never saw such strong temptation that came up. And what it looks like is that now that you have consolidated yourself and you come to a balance, there is going to be a very strong temptation, something of your past that you really, really wanted, and you would fester in for a long period of time. Like, I really want this to happen, is going to try to see if you really want what you say you want, or if you're going to fall back into the old patterns. So be very mindful of that. But congratulations in consolidating your energy. I hope this helps you.